Okay, this is a really weird angle. Okay, movies. My videos are usually unstructured vlogs, and so I thought I would make something with a script and do something organized for once. Recently, my parents organized all the movies that we bought from the Blockbuster ages, or like the Rasputin days, when you would go to Blockbuster and you would pick out a movie, and sometimes there'd be some movies on sale. You don't have to rent, you just buy it. I was looking through some of these bins, these good old bins right here, and I was thinking today we should take a look at these old movies and see the gems that are inside of here. So something great about the movies in the 2000s era was that they were very edgy. Pretty damn edgy, okay? We had some movies back in the day that I couldn't even process were actual movies, let alone happen in real life, because they were so realistic and stuff. Movies like American Pie and Superbad and more that I have no idea about but are inside of here. I mentioned the edgy movie genre because we don't have that anymore to this day. The last edgy movie that I probably remember, or the kind of raunchy humor comedy that came out, was probably 22nd Jump Street.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! No! That is not happening right now! No! Hey yo, he's fucking the captain's daughter! Yo!
But something I really want to talk about is Superbad. Because this is a movie that revolutionized the raunchy humor and kind of gave it its own genre, I guess. It's something that I want to talk about. If you have graduated high school already, I do suggest watching this movie because that is what we're going to focus on. The reason I suggest it is because back in the day when you were a little freshman and you were hanging out with your friends, these are the type of stuff that you would talk about. Like the stuff that were mentioned in this movie was something that I remember I actually had conversations about with like my freshman friends, and it was a good damn time back in the day at James Logan High School. The movie depicted well about being a awkward preteen and wanting to get invited to a very, very prestigious popular party, if I were to say. In the movie, Jonah Hill and Michael Cera get invited to the popular girls' party, and it was just the awkward anxiety of like getting or wanting confirmed approval from the popular kids that made this movie stand out, and it's because they depicted it very well. To be honest, I only went to like one high school party. I think one of my favorite parts of the movie is definitely when McLovin basically went to get his ID for the very first time, the fake ID, in order for them to buy alcohol.
Changed your name to McLovin? McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
Oh, they let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
And you landed on McLovin.
Yeah, I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for once.
Fogel, have you ever actually met anyone named Muhammad?
Have you actually ever met anyone named McLovin?
Okay, we're done with that. To be honest, I'm really talking about movies that I shouldn't have even watched back then. There were a lot of action movies from the past that I really enjoyed, specifically like around when I was a kid. I shouldn't have been watching these movies, but one of my favorites were like Source Code. This is one of my favorites. I know it's not very action-y, but War of the Worlds is really good. The Day After Tomorrow, I guess, I don't know what it was with apocalyptic movies with me and stuff, yeah. But there was one movie that really, really messed me up when I was an 8-year-old, and I probably shouldn't have watched it, but it was the movie Wanted. If you haven't watched it, you should probably watch it, but don't show it to any children. That was a bad idea, and when I watched it at 8 years old, I got nightmares. Wanted was actually a movie that I very first discovered what anxiety felt like, or just the rush of feeling like your heart is beating and so much is just happening and you feel overwhelmed with just all the amount of things that you had to think about in one particular time.
Jesus H. fucking popsicle, I still don't have my billing reports, but you've got time to sit here and Google your ass off. Well, I know one thing. You've got your review coming up next week, and I can't wait to start checking me off some big fucking boxes. Attitude. 4. Performance. 4. Management skills. 4. Works well with others. Ha! That's a fucking joke. What is this bullshit? Who's this prick? Some loser gets his head blown off in the Metropolitan.
Shut the fuck up! She has one single iota of tenuous power. She thinks she can push everyone around. You don't need this. I feel I can speak for the entire office when I tell you, go fuck yourself.
Great, bro. Who's the man?
Okay, it's an action movie. I saw it when I was like 8. Okay, I know you're not really supposed to get anxiety when watching action movies, but this just depicted it because when I was 8 in 2008, I was just concerned about watching like Finding Nemo or like Ponyo or watching WALL-E. WALL-E came out that same year. Frickin' falling in love with like Gabriella in High School Musical. But my dad was into action movies, so I wanted popcorn for free. And so I went with him to watch it. I'm pretty sure that was really why I went. What the movie Wanted is about is actually James McAvoy is basically tired of his presumably shitty life working in like accounting, I think. I can't remember. I haven't watched it since I was 8. He was tired of his life. He was very bored doing the same thing over and over again, going literally insane. I think one time at one moment he came like this super dope ass killer dude with Morgan Freeman and Angelina Jolie. One of my favorite scenes from the movie is actually when they introduced the notorious bullet curve. If you haven't watched the movie, the bullet curve is probably what the movie is known for. Man, they introduced it to James McAvoy to do it for the very first time, and he has to shoot around Angelina Jolie's head, and it's just wow. Okay, yeah, that's enough of Wanted. We're gonna... Holy pizza! Something that I feel like I have to say about superhero movies is that you do not have to read the comic books in order to understand the movies or be a fan of them. When I was younger, I didn't read the comic books. My dad just kept the comic books away because he wanted to keep them in good condition so that we could resell in the future. But what I did do was I watched the TV shows like the Marvel's Avengers, Spider-Man, if you guys remember that, and I watched the Justice League. You know, you don't have to be a comic book nerd in order to enjoy a movie about superheroes, okay? Like, I didn't read The Hunger Games in order to understand what The Hunger Games was about. I didn't read the Twilight series in order to understand the Twilight movies. There are some superhero movies that actually have no structure at all, like this movie by Will Smith, Hancock. If you guys don't know about this movie, it's basically like, it's about a superhero that's kind of homeless, at the same time a drunk. Yeah, he kind of turns his life around in this movie, and it's just unstructured. There's no comic book to it that I actually know about, unless there is. I like the movie because of Will Smith, and Will Smith is my favorite person ever. I also have the same birthday, so. Hancock was revolutionary, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys even, if you watch this, you guys know why it was like revolutionary. Like, there is a scene where literally, like, okay, this is how he starts the movie. Alright, ready, watch this. Okay, nobody can beat Hancock. Okay, he's super dope. And also, don't call him an asshole.
Call me an asshole. One more time. How about you, Thickness? Goggles?
Okay, other than those tangents, this wasn't what I was gonna talk about. What I really want to talk about... Alright, what I really want to talk about is the Avengers are here. I didn't actually know anything about, like, the Avengers Initiative. Like, I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that, like, I knew the separate heroes, like Thor, Tony. I was pointing at the wrong one, so hold on. I only knew the individual ones, which was Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, and then, like, Hulk and Black Widow and Hawkeye. And like I just knew them individually. I didn't know that they made like a team. But when I saw the trailer, I asked my dad, why are they all in the same movie? And he basically told me all about it. Like, there's an Avengers Initiative leading up to different parts of the comic books. And I remember when I was going to watch this, I was hype as hell, because I didn't know what to expect, because I didn't know this would happen. I didn't think this was possible. I really can't believe this has been like 6 years. 6 years since this movie, dude. And then now we have Infinity War. Black Panther's literally coming out this weekend, man. This has been 6 years since this movie, and 10 years in the making, because the very first Iron Man was, man, it's an end of an era, so.